That's right, it is. Hello and good day. It's 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, which means it is once again time for Open Mic Radio. Let's get it rolling with one from our featured guest this afternoon. This is Elephant Foot. Welcome to the program, everybody. It's Open Mic Radio. It is Saturday, the 4th of December, 2021. Lovely early winter Missouri weekend. Is it winter? I don't know. It's been pretty nice last few days. Sunshine, nice temperatures. Hope it stays with us. Hope you're enjoying it out there. Always a lot to do in Columbia over the weekends. First Friday was last night. If you had fun out there, if you did anything cool, give us a call this afternoon. The number's 573-443-8255 and 573-443-7380 if you want to become a part of the program tonight. Anyway, if you had fun last night or participated in the First Friday thing, I like the living windows things. Even my kids are a little bit older now, but they still still sort of dig it. So some creative folks out there in Colombia. Anyway, lots of music as well.
I think they should change the name to Night of the Living Windows. More about like, you come in, you do a few songs, and then you get chased out.
I love it. Night of the Living Windows. Next year, maybe we'll do it. Anyhow, lots of music and fun around town. Hope you're enjoying it. And it's Open Mic Radio. We do this every Saturday afternoon from 4 o'clock until 6. Live music and interviews with some of Missouri's finest musicians and bands. Today, no different. I'm excited. My name is Mike Hagan. I'm joined once again by my comrade in arms here, Mr. Kurt Kush. What's your name? Cool Kurt. Cool.
Kind Kurt.
Kind Kurt. Yeah, that is the truth.
Be kind. Everybody should be kind.
Yeah, and you are
kind,
pretty
Mike,
reasonably
right?
kind. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
I like the kind. What it says, I like the kind.
Right. So, yeah, every Saturday we do it live. Awesome local and regional music here and the artists who do it. So in order to do that, I need to know who you are. So this is my first and not last, but call to action. If you're a local musician, if you're an artist out there working on new material, if you've never been exposed to the world before, or if you have, either way, if you'd like to come and share your stuff with us, get a hold of me. My name is Mike. You can find me on the web at mikehagan.com. Very easy to send me a message or communication through the website. You can do it also through KOPN's website at kopn.org. By the way, of course, we are streaming on the web 24/7 here at kopn.org. If you're listening over the traditional airwaves on 89.5 FM, we appreciate it. All of you out there, certainly love that you're listening, and glad that we're able to do the program, and we couldn't do it without you. So thanks for all the support. In fact, last Tuesday, we had a really cool fundraiser for the station down at Cafe Berlin, and I'm super psyched that Cafe Berlin is doing music again, or it seems like they're getting close to it. Tyler, I'm going to have you grab that purple mic just in case we. But anyway, yeah, Cafe Berlin on Tuesday we had an event, I guess, for KOPN, and it was part of Giving Tuesday. If you're not familiar with that, it's really just a time for people to open their wallets and checkbooks up a little bit and give something to an organization that they think is worthy. But anyway, a bunch of people showed up at Cafe Berlin. We had some really good live music. We had some jazz from a group named Beachbody that I'm not familiar with, and I tried to find information about them online because I'd like to have them on the program actually. But if you know who Beachbody is, and if you're a part of the band, get a hold of me. I'd love to have you guys on the show. It was fantastic. But really cool jazz to start things off. Kyron Penrose, who will be with us in 2 weeks. Kyron did a set, and I think I left a little early, but there were a couple of other artists that performed at Cafe Berlin on Tuesday, all in honor and in benefit for KOPN. So we sure appreciate that, and it was a really cool event, and I'm really glad to see Cafe Berlin having music again. Yeah. So, okay, anyway, get a hold of me, and if you want to share your stuff, I'll do my best to share it with other people, okay? All right, we are broadcasting to you live from lovely downtown Columbia, Missouri. We are high up in the Dalton building, 915 East Broadway. Great to be here this afternoon. Hope things are well for you. Big thanks to TK grooving on the one mic since 2 p.m. Before that, we had Morgan and the Motherland Jam. If you like music, or if you've never exposed yourself to music from the continent of Africa, from noon until 2 every Saturday, Morgan with the Motherland Jam. Great, great stuff from all across the continent of Africa. And just an awesome radio show, and a great guy that does it. Okay, after this program, we'll be doing this until 6, and then stick around. We got a reggae party.
Yeah,
Rashumba and a reggae party coming on from 6 till 8, and then of course the wonderful Chris Pouillet and Blues on Broadway from 8 to 11. Great stuff on KOPN all through the day and the night. Stick around, keep the dial here.
If you're out there, brother, I'd like to hear a little Skylights tonight.
Oh, see, now he's putting in requests, so I don't know. I think you
gotta get them in early, Mike.
That's right, you do. Okay, so last week we had Clark Layshock in the studio with us. He is a virtuoso sort of guitar player. He's also a great drummer. That's how I originally had met Clark. He's a fantastic drummer, but he picked up the guitar a few years ago, and he's like shredding like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but check out the podcast from last week if you want to hear some killer guitar. Clark was with me all show, and he's a real thoughtful guy as well. So I had a great time last week with Clark. Check him out on the web, even though it's impossible because he's basically invisible. He has no social footprint, as they say. But he's an artist and
smart man.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that he came down here and spent the time. But you can find it on the podcast. I don't normally, promote it too much, but if you like this program and if you miss it, you can just go and subscribe to the podcast, and it'll show up magically in your podcast player every Saturday evening or something like that. Okay. OK Samaritan, by the way, got a whole lot of listens. Yeah, the show. Are you guys familiar with a band called OK Samaritan, local guys? Anyway, they were here a couple weeks ago, and people really enjoyed it, and I appreciate all the feedback. So good work for those guys, and I hope they keep it going. All right, today we are joined by the band Elephant Foot, and we have Tyler,
Drew 1,
Eli,
Drew,
and
1.
Drew.
He's actually Drew.
Oh, he's Drew too. All right, so we're already confused.
Drew A or Drew 1. Yeah.
All right, so we've got Drew and Eli and Tyler from Elephant Foot. That's about 80% of the band. There's a fifth member. His name is Gabe?
Yes.
And Gabe is a keyboard player.
If he's out there and he's listening right now, Gabe, please come to the studio.
He's driving around lost in North Columbia somewhere. Yeah, we're actually downtown, 915 East Broadway, Gabe.
You see somebody walking around Columbia with a keyboard.
Direct
him this way.
Give him a ride if you got a heart, all right? And pick up a red stripe for him because we don't have any more in the studio. So. Okay, so anyway, Elephant Foot. I want to talk to you guys about the band and about your personal sort of path and that kind of stuff. But if you got another one in you, I'd like to do another song before we do that. You guys want to play another one?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Okay, we've got.
Do you want the covers?
A little cover real quick.
Anything you like?
Just the two of us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, there's four of you, but.
Yeah. Just the two of us. Times two.
All right, once again, you're listening to Open Mic Radio. It's KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. Kurt and I are glad to be with you this afternoon. We've got Elephant Foot with us in the studio. Looking forward to some fun talk and some great music, and we're going to keep it going right now. Hit it, you guys.
1, 2, 3.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for We can make it if we try, just the two of us. You and I.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right, I love it. Elephant Foot here in the studio with us this afternoon. That is just the two of us.
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers, of course. Right.
Oh yeah.
Bill Withers, yes.
Yeah.
Bill Withers and
But it's credited to
Washington.
Grover Washington. Yeah.
Grover Washington Jr. Great song.
All right, awesome stuff. Love it. You're listening to it here. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN. We're about, 20 after 4 or so on December 4th, 2021. Hope things are good for you out there. Let's talk a little bit with this band here. We've got Elephant Foot in the studio with us. Let's start with Tyler over here in the corner. Tyler, make sure that mic's up nice and close. And let me ask you first. I'll ask whoever wants to answer. Elephant Foot, just in your own words, obviously, a little bit about the band and what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah. Me? Okay.
Go for it.
I mean, we're just a group of guys that all draw from a lot of different, musical influences, and so we came together in this interesting, harmonious, gumbo, I guess. Of
kind of a child of the quarantine a little bit, just some friends, and we've all had our hands in various musical projects, and we just kind of got together and started jamming, and it became a thing.
All right. So, first off, with you, are you a local guy, Tyler?
No, I'm from outside of St. Louis. Eureka area.
Okay.
And then I came to Mizzou, and I was studying forestry, and then that's where I met Drew. And
Drew 1 or Drew 2?
Drew Anderson. Drew 2. We got Anderson and drummer.
The tall one. Sorry, numbers confuse me. So,
Drew the drummer.
Yes, Drew the drummer. And when I found out that he drummed, I was like, "Oh, I play guitar," and I sent him over some voice recordings, and he was like, "Oh, wow, that didn't suck." And so we started jamming together, and so.
All right, a little bit about your background. Are you musically from a family that does music? Are you? How did you? Are you trained professionally, or did you learn by ear? And a little bit about your musicianship.
Sure. So nobody in my family plays professionally, but I grew up in a house of people that love music. So
grew up with a bunch of deadheads.
Yeah. So growing up as a kid, it was the Grateful Dead and Mozart. In my dad's truck.
Shout out to Deadhead Phil.
Yeah, shout out to him. And then I went to a concert with my parents when I think I was like 8 or 9 at the Sheldon, and that was when I was like, you know what, I want to play guitar. And so I picked it up then and played a little bit for a few years, and then when I got to college, I started to get really more into playing. So.
And you went to Mizzou here? Is that
yes.
What you said? Yeah. All right. Okay.
So when did you guys form? So when did you get together as a group?
End of 2019 was when we started jamming.
So a little pre-pandemic.
About
a
kinda
month
informal.
before COVID became. Well, far enough before that, by the time we were ready to start playing publicly, we were no longer allowed to.
Yeah.
So. By the time we were set together,
we were resigned to the garage for quite a while.
All right, so Drew the drummer, what about you? Are you from around here?
I am from the outskirts of St. Louis as well, and I moved here also for school.
Did you and Tyler know each other beforehand?
We did not know. We met in a forest fires class, actually.
I think you see, we met in a forest fire. Like, damn, right? I know one of you guys are close, right? You bond when shit like that happens, right?
So. But yeah, no, I moved out here in 2017, and had some friends that were already kind of in the scene, and just kind of fell into place, and met a lot of great people out here that
play
music and have been in a couple different bands, but this is the one that has definitely stuck.
All right. Well, if you're a drummer, you got to have more than one band.
It's true.
I mean, you're.
Shameless plug.
All right. So when you're not sitting on a cajon and just tapping on it like you are here in the studio because we're limited for space and we're doing a little acoustic thing here, you guys are generally electrified.
Yes.
But what's your drum background? You traditionally trained, or are you a jazz guy? Or
I've got a couple uncles that are drummers, so there's some pictures of me as a child.
All right, so you're getting it
kit.
honest with the family.
Yeah, and then I did it in middle school and high school a bit. Did a lot of drumline and concert band, but also played in a couple bands when I was pretty young. Had my first gig before I could drive. So been in a couple groups, and spent a little bit of time teaching music at high school.
Really?
Yep. Doing mostly marching band stuff.
Here in Columbia?
No, this is back
in St. Louis area.
Yep.
Okay. But you live here now in Columbia.
I do, yeah.
You as well, Tyler?
Yes.
May I ask if you're professional people outside of your music? Do you do other things? Are you family men? Do you have children, or are you just
soon to be married, not
Wandering
not with
nomads.
children.
Right. All right.
Tyler works for the university. No, you work for the city.
I work for the city. You work,
university.
The forest fire scrambled their brains.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's slide that mic over to Eli here. And you're welcome to keep those headphones on if it's.
I was testing them out, testing the waters.
Yeah, it makes you feel more.
hear
Feels
anything
professional.
through them?
I could. It was
that's good.
loud static. You sounded very cool. Your voice was deep and
A
suave.
lot of feedback.
Yeah, no
in
problem.
Oh yeah, that's Kurt for you. Kind Kurt as it is. All right, so Eli on the vocals and acoustic guitar typically, or no? You just play. I guess when you guys are playing as a band live, you would both be on electric guitars, but you would be more of a rhythm player and you're more of a soloist. Or?
Yeah, actually, there's a good. I'd say about half our songs, I'm not even holding a guitar. It's mostly. If I write a song, then I kind of have the rhythm part figured out, and it's easy to step in.
Right, but primarily you're the vocalist.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yes.
and a damn good one, I must say.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got a great voice.
Thank you so much.
Do you guys? Are there any? Does anybody back you up? Do you do any harmonies or any backup vocals?
We've experimented with Drew singing a little bit, but we haven't found a way to work it into like a number we would put on, in a set for a live performance.
It's a nice way of saying that Eli's the only capable in this group.
Well,
yeah.
I'd say. I mean, it's an interesting thing, and I'm familiar with it just because I like music so much. But I also know a lot of people who are vocalists, and there's a difference between being a vocalist and being a person who understands harmony. You can have two people that can sing really well, but they may not necessarily sing well when one of them starts to sing an off. Version. No. Sometimes when somebody sings harmony, it'll throw somebody off, and it just won't work. So that's why I really do appreciate good harmonies, because it's not as easy to do as everyone thinks. Even if you have good singers, because you still got to be able to handle the other person singing way different than you are and keep on your track or whatever. So anyway, but you've got an awesome voice. What's your background in music, Eli?
Yeah, well. My family is pretty musical. My dad was actually like a concert violinist, classically trained, and my older brother and my younger brother were both classical pianists, and they were both very, very good. So I started out, I've always done singing and choir, just in school or whatever, show choir and all that. And then for guitar, I was classically trained when I was younger, thinking around age 6 till whenever 7th grade is, and then I was just kind of the classical lessons aren't for me, and I backed off of it a little bit, but I continued to kind of teach myself just whatever songs I enjoyed. It was more of a hobby,
right.
So the guitar is definitely my secondary instrument. I always like to say like my voice is how I can actually get my music out.
Well, that's an instrument. I mean, the voice.
Are you trained in piano as well?
I am not. I am one of few who can't play it. Yeah.
And that was a deliberate decision
at the age of 6. Yeah, I said guitar.
Yeah,
nice. Yep. I'm not like my brothers. Yeah.
Well, that's not uncommon. So, are your brothers still in the biz? They playing any music or
no?
Anymore?
Unfortunately, they both kind of dropped off of it. But sometimes when we're home, for holidays or whatever, my older brother will get up and just play the one song that he remembers how to play. So that's fun.
Everybody's got to have one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The party trick.
All right.
Force people to be a musician.
And where are you from originally?
So I am from St. Louis, also like very close to the city, and I moved out here for college as well, which is I think the story for All three of us, yeah.
Wow.
And
All right.
yeah, so grew up around St. Louis.
And around 2017, I think, when
It's a
Kurt was
story
in.
for many of us.
Yes, that's true. The St.
right,
Louis to Columbia pipeline, sorry.
Okay, so now Andrew on the bass.
That's right.
And I'm guessing it's Andrew.
It is.
Okay,
you guys
but he just goes by Drew.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I've known him for 4 years. I thought it was Drew. Wow.
That's implied.
This is shocking live reveal.
So did you guys flip a coin before the show to figure out who was Drew 1 and Drew 2? Is that
As far
how
as the
that
government
works?
is concerned, I am exclusively Drew, but I'm going to start calling you Andrew now.
I go by many names.
All right, where are you from originally?
Actually, I can break the mold here. I grew up in Columbia.
Hey, all right, we got a local guy.
Hey.
All right, and did you go to school around here too? You Hickman or Rockbridge or?
I was a Rockbridge alum. I grew up on the south side. I did I went to Jefferson when it was a junior high school.
Uh-huh.
I was one of the first class of freshmen at Rockbridge and graduated and went to Mizzou. Just did the Columbia pipeline.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What did you study at Mizzou?
I'm graduating.
Not that it matters.
In 2 weeks. I graduate in 2 weeks.
Wow, all right.
And I studied
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I studied international business, marketing, and German. So not music.
Sprichst du Deutsch, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, ich auch. Okay. I lived in Germany for some time, and I that's a whole other part of my life. But yeah, I speak
That's
pretty
awesome.
decent German, and I still have a great love for the German people, and I wish Germany's kind of a shit show right now. To be
Things
honest,
are going weird right now.
But anyway, hopefully things will get better
It's
for
a
all of us.
global condition.
It's, that is the truth. All right, so musically, what's your background musically?
Well, I started seriously playing bass in a jazz band in high school, so a lot of my musical training comes from jazz. But I played like the French horn and concert band. I played trombone and jazz band too, but bass was the one that stuck around because I went to college and then I started jamming with my friends who I met, and I don't really jam on a French horn.
Was the Darkroom Records thing that got going in the high schools at Rockridge when you were there? It might have come afterwards. I'm not sure.
I vaguely remember hearing about it, but I wasn't involved with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's become quite a thing, and I appreciate the work that those guys are doing. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity for I was going to say young people, but really anybody can walk into there, and if you've got a project or an idea and some music, they'll help you make it real. You know, they do the same thing at KCOU actually. I probably shouldn't. Who cares, right? But anyway, 88.1 FM, another local station here in town, run by the university, and I think they're still downstairs at Stevens College. Maybe, I don't know. I guess that's where Cat TV used to be actually. But at any rate, KCOU has a great program, you know, for people who want to record their stuff or learn about how to make music. So anyway, it's cool that you came from around here, and there's been an amazing, remarkable music scene around here for years, and really supportive.
It's honestly been one of my favorite things about moving to Columbia is kind of the grassroots level community music, and it's all very accessible, and everybody seems to really care.
Well,
who's got what going on?
Let's talk about that for a second. One of the things that's on my list here is what it's like to be a part of the music scene in mid-Missouri. Tyler, just your thoughts about, you know, being a part of it and the other artists that are a part of it as well.
Yeah, I really dig it because I think it's incredibly inclusive, and there are so many great artists that it's kind of like once you dip your toes into it and then like fully immerse yourself in it, you realize how many people create around Columbia, and it's just been a really great experience because I think Eli and I were talking about it. Everybody is really down to earth, you know. Nobody really is trying to like show anyone up. They just want to, you know, create and do their thing, and that's really
and
cool.
just try to help advance the whole
inclusion.
Yeah, and try to help advance the whole scene. And,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the way it actually happens. We talk about this a lot in this program, but I mean, if you want to get, you know, your town recognized, you want to collaborate and just make it something through your relationships with everybody else. And I think Columbia does a pretty good job of that. So, yeah, Drew, how would you compare it to when you guys were in St.
Drew
Louis?
1 or Drew 2? I need to know. I need clarification.
Drew,
Not Andrew.
Drew drum.
Bass player will be Andrew.
Sorry, man.
I'm just all right. It's Drew drum and all three, Eli, Drew, and Tyler. Were you guys actively in the St. Louis scene before you came here? Were you like playing with bands or anything there?
Yeah.
And how would you compare it to like playing music in St. Louis compared to around here?
You know, it's a little apples to oranges because St. Louis is pretty big and you've got all the neighborhoods and all the counties and all the different cities. But the music scene in St. Louis just always seemed really fragmented to me and not... You know, I was younger when I lived there, so maybe this is just what was happening then. But there's just a lot of not as much community as there is here. You know,
I think it almost requires a smaller-ish town. I mean, if you look back, you know, you see, you know, Athens, Georgia, or Raleigh, Durham, or Austin, or Seattle, even.
Absolutely.
You know, back in the late '80s, Seattle wasn't the way it is now. It seems like a scene almost needs a little bit of a smaller community in order to get that to make the community out of the scene, maybe.
Right? No, absolutely. You've got to know people on a first name basis and know other people that know.
Also, if you're calling, thanks, I appreciate it. I can't pick up that line. Call 443-8255 if you'd like to say hi and if you have a question for the band or
thanks for calling, MG.
yeah, or anything else. But once again, 573-443-8255 and 443-7380 if you want to get here in the studio with me, and you can say hello to us and say hi to the band as well. So, okay, yeah. So I agree. I think big cities are the places where people tend to go after they make it in the small.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Is
scene.
you don't have a lot of people moving to Columbia trying to make it. You know, what the people here are genuinely just trying to make music and have fun, and that kind of breeds the best at like.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
It also adds a lower barrier to entry. I think you've got a lot more like grassroots stuff, and people that want to make music but maybe don't have as much experience can get in and get their foot in the door and share what they're creating. Which is great.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Can we hear another song? That's what I want to know.
All right. Kurt wants another song. Kurt wants it. I want it too. You guys want to do another one?
Well, do we want to play one of the recordings now?
Yeah. Now remember, we've got some.
May I have another? If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any
Not until you
pudding.
finish your green, son.
We've got a couple recorded songs that are on Spotify, which I've played actually on the show. I don't know how we discovered Elephant Foot. I don't know how I actually.
Probably Tyler. He's a relentless emailer.
I think there was maybe there was a battle of the bands or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and somebody called about that, and I think I googled all the bands that were in it and found you guys. Awesome. But anyway, "Give Me Your Love" is one that we've played a couple times on the show, and then there's a live version of Toe Jam. Yeah. But you have a couple of other new ones that actually Tyler shared with me earlier. We're hoping to sort of debut those sometime this afternoon, so keep that in mind. But you're welcome to play anything else that you like live. But if you want us to play a recorded one, just let me know, and we'll do something like that as well. Okay.
Right.
So.
Nice, so.
All right.
One more live one?
Yeah, let's do another live one. Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? Sunday morning?
We should do 1 hour.
1 hour? Yeah. Bagel song?
Yeah,
song
we
about
can do that one. Yeah.
It works well.
All right, I will tell everyone that thank you for listening, and you're hearing it here. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. We're streaming on the web, kopn.org. My guests this afternoon are Elephant Foot. They're awesome new rock and roll from the Columbia, St. Louis area. Pleasure to have them with us this afternoon in the studio.
Hello, Boonesboro.
Hello, Boonesboro. Hello, Booneville. Hello, Bunston. Hello, Sturgeon. Hello, Stevens. Hello, Tibet. Hello.
Don't forget Easley.
It's easy.
Don't forget Ashland and Guthrie.
All right, I love it. All right, but we're blasting out to mid-Missouri and worldwide on the internet, and it's really cool. We're going to go here and say hello to all the people that are listening online.
Elephant Foot, Columbia, and beyond.
So enjoy this one. We've got Elephant Foot, and they're going to play another one for us here.
You like butter on your bagels, and I sure think that it's weird. But of the many billion stars, they somehow dropped us here. So do your thing, be kind and cool, and smile all the same. But turn the page. Old payphone calls and stomping ground. More bitter when the bitten not very sweet. When you feel the urge to cut and run, don't stop to even think about the cost of hanging on to what's meant to be free. The hourglass moves much too fast, so settle for me who you be. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. So the story it ebbs and it flows like a tide on an old life's coast. Hatches better but never breach. Take comfort in a lighthouse ghost. When the storm has come again, you come alive and be a friend. What's to know and what's to say? Stardust on a celestial plane. So back to Beggars or back to basics, yeah. It makes no difference to us. Fan the flames, embrace the heat. Take solace in a newfound trust. What you know is solid gold, so clutch it to your chest and be prepared when fate and love choose to intersect. Oh, 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 yeah.
Thanks.
Right on. That's another one from Elephant Foot. Pleasure to have you guys this afternoon. Awesome stuff, Eli.
Thank you.
All right. It is.
About the name.
Yeah.
This is his favorite.
How did the name come about?
It was on a list of a bunch of other very silly names, but it was inspired by the elephant's foot, which is the large blob of radioactive material sitting at the middle of the Chernobyl disaster.
Is that the actual name?
It's called
for
the
it?
elephant's foot
It's called the
because
elephant's foot.
it resembles one, and it's supposed to be like the most dangerous place on Earth to stand for more than a second.
Well, there you have it. I mean, it's a very profound.
I figured it was either that or had something to do with a Simpsons episode. Bart got Stampy. Remember Stampy?
I love Stampy. I like peanuts.
Stampy the elephant.
All right, so I love it. That's a great. It's an excellent and unique reason for a name. So we keep a running list of band names. Like whenever we come up, someone may say something, and then someone will say, "Hey, that." That'd be a good,
I have a note
that'd be a good
tab
band
on my
name.
phone that's just got the worst band names.
Right.
Never know.
Now, I actually, as a side note, I have a friend, unfortunately, who passed away like in 2017. But he was the greatest artist that I've ever known. His name was Paul Laffoley, and he actually has a piece in the Guggenheim in New York. He's a legit artist. I mean, the guy was absolutely stunning, and worked for years and years in Boston. And he made these big art pieces that were, 6-7 feet square, and he did a lot of work on scaffolding. Well, years ago, he fell off his scaffolding one day while he was doing his art, and he broke his foot bad enough that he had to have his foot amputated. And he had it, he had a bunch of
his most valuable piece.
But he didn't have an elephant foot though. So what he did though was he had a couple of different prosthetics that he would wear depending on the occasion, and one of them was a lion's foot. So anytime he had like a real fancy event, he would wear this lion's foot, and it was just so cool. And now I'm thinking if Paul were around, I would suggest that he get an elephant foot as well.
We'd be honored.
He really sees that opportunity for something to stand out a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, lost my foot. I'm gonna make a cool one. So,
Yeah.
And he was a Leo, of course. Anyway, Elephant Foot with us in the studio this afternoon. Let's talk about songwriting. Well, influences first. A little bit about where individually and then as a band. Tyler, who do you like, or who'd you grow up listening to? That kind of thing.
Sure. So I grew up in a house of classic rock. A lot of the Dead, the band, CSN.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but last weekend, The Last Waltz was performed here at the Blue Note. Of course, the band's performance from 1976. And every year, there's a group of musicians here that do it, or do their tribute to it, I guess is the way to put it. But last weekend, Tony Lotvin and the whole gang from the Fried Crawdaddies sat in as the band. They had a full horn section and a bunch of great guest artists to come in and do pieces by Joni Mitchell and Neil Young and Van Morrison and Mavis Staples and a whole bunch of other people. So it was really cool, and I love that you're familiar with that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite concert films out there.
Incredible, right? Yeah, no doubt. All right, so classic rock background.
Yeah, a lot of classic rock, a lot of alternative rock. That's where I draw most of my influence from, whether it be songwriting or my approach to playing guitar.
All right.
So.
Did you play a lot? Just listen to songs that you like, just kind of playing along?
Yeah, that was so we didn't have like proper Wi-Fi growing up. So
we didn't have any Wi-Fi when I was growing up.
It would be like I would like run up to like the pizza place with my laptop and like download a bunch of songs and then go home and try to learn them. That was one of my early forays.
Awesome.
We had trouble with my landline when I was a kid.
Right. All right, Drew. What do you what you grow up listening to? What do you like to and drummers? I like to ask like who you're like some drummers that influenced you.
Sure.
I'm not a good drummer, but I love to play the drums.
Yeah. Everybody does. It's arguably the most fun instrument. I grew up. There's a lot of dance music playing in my house. I think it's a little sacrilege as a drummer, but I'm a huge sucker for a 4 on the floor beat. I still listen to a lot of electronic music, but also. My parents were into groups like Steely Dan.
Oh man,
a little bit of Donald Fagen and
sure, great guitar playing. Great. I mean, that's some great jazz influences. There.
Oh yeah, no,
killer guitar playing.
And then growing up, I was into some real angry music. So
you got to be.
Tried to draw from some of those.
Give me some of the angry stuff.
Things. Rage and
God, Rage Against the Machine. Everyone, if you don't love Rage, or if you didn't at some point in your life, you need to have a conversation with someone.
Things like that, but then more regrettable groups like Limp Bizkit or some nothing against new metal. I'm a sucker. System of a Down. It's all great, and you win some, you lose some. But I don't know. I like a lot of music.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Eli.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an outlier. I guess growing up, it was a lot of classical music.
Well, it seems like that your background, or at least your family life, was sort of like that.
Especially with my dad, and I love listening to classical music. I couldn't name a piece, but I all know them in the back of my head from a young age. But then when I kind of grew up and started forming my own musical identity, it was a lot of like hip hop and R&B. And then I guess a little bit of like classic rock, but really mainly it's stuff kind of like Frank Ocean or like Steve Lacy. Rex Orange County is someone I really like, and I know a lot of these names don't stick, but like that's a lot of my vocal style is molded by listening to those guys and trying to kind of grasp what they're doing.
Interesting. All right. As a plug, I'll mention that KOPN has a classical music show every morning from 5:30 till 8 a.m. And if you like the classical genre of music, every day it's a different host, and I mean from Bach to Paganini or whatever. I mean, it's all there, and they do a great job of playing classic music. I used to drive my younger son Lucas to school because they would start early when they're young. It's crazy in Columbia. If you're a school kid, you start really early up until high school, and then as soon as you get to high school, you start pretty late. But anyway, we'd be driving to school like 6:30, and I would always just throw on the morning air on KOPN, and my young son, who's actually a decent musician now, learning how to play the guitar and plays a little bit of piano, has an appreciation for classical music. I think just because we heard it every morning driving to school.
Yeah, it's a very similar experience for me. It's just like it kind of puts you in a calm state of mind.
Oh, it's also a great way to start the day.
Beautiful, yeah. If you're driving to school or you're driving to somewhere you don't want to go, it's a good thing to listen to.
It's a lot better than
the sun's coming up. Listen to some classic.
Right, right. It's a lot better than the System of the Down to start the day.
That's an arguable point.
Right. All right. Drew on the bass.
I've always just liked strong bass players. I got into playing bass. Like I remember when I first.
Give me a couple of your faves.
Well,
I mean, I know there's a bunch.
Right, yeah, but
Right.
the one that got me into it was Flea. I feel like a lot
from
of people
Chili
could say
Peppers,
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can tear it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as I progressed in my learning, I liked a lot of jazz artists. I like Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller,
Sure.
Jocko. These days, I listen to a lot of Wolfpack.
Stanley Clarke?
Love Stanley Clarke. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him as a when I was in college at Carbondale on SIU years ago, and I saw Stanley Clarke play the bass, and I thought, I never saw anybody play a bass like that. I mean, it was remarkable, and he just was,
Yeah,
awesome.
he does it. He did a show with Victor Wooten and Marcus Miller.
Oh my God!
The three of them are just kings of bass playing.
Yeah.
And they all play that way where you watch and you just go, I don't even know what they're doing. I can look at them and have no clue what's going on.
All right. So when did you pick up a bass first?
Actually,
Because you were playing the horns and stuff in high school.
Yeah, it's a funny story because I got the bass guitar was the first instrument I ever got. My dad I wanted to learn guitar or something. Takes me to Palin Music, shout out in Columbia. And,
there you go.
Brickton.
Right.
And, I was looking at a guitar to pick out, and I saw the guitars had 6 strings and basses had 4, and I was like, I only have 4 fingers to fret with. So, 10-year-old me, said that doesn't make any sense. How could you play with 6 strings? So I picked out the big one with 4 strings and never looked back. But I didn't play it for a few years until I started listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, learning how to play tabs, and just learned to enjoy the music rather than being forced to go to practice and that kind of thing. And then I started playing in my jazz band in high school, and that's when I really took off.
All right, what about bass players that are not sort of soloists, but bass players who are involved in, that are band bass players right now? I mean, I know Flea, but...
Yeah, well, Joe Dart and Wolfpack is, a huge influence of mine. He's fantastic. What'd you say?
I'm saying Thundercat.
Well, he's a soloist.
Yeah, but, I mean, he has a band with him.
Yeah, that's true, too, yeah. But, yeah, Commander Meouch, this is a strange one from the band Twerp. If you've never heard of them, please look them up. They're my favorite.
I will.
They're amazing. If you like disco and rock, it's incredible. But Commander Meouch is his name, and he does some crazy stuff.
I had a cat named Chairman Meow. That's about as close as I could come to that one. So, anyway, all right. We've got what time is it? About 10 till 5, and you're listening to KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. It's Saturday afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed the weekend. It's been a fun few days. The weather's been so nice. We had First Friday last night, a lot of stuff happening around town. And
that was your first Friday?
First Friday out for some people. Let's play a piece of recorded music. I'll let you guys pick one, and then we'll come back and we'll do top of the hour, and we'll talk about some of the other things that are happening around town tonight. If people want to see some live music, and we'll kind of go through the list and see what's happening around here. And I know that there's one show at the Blue Note. I'm not going to mention it yet, but because my sons are probably listening, and they're both brokenhearted that they're not at this particular show. But at any rate, I know. That's the way it goes, though, right? So, anyway, okay. So
you're listening to Elephant Foot
on
KOPN.
All right, what do you guys want to do? You want to play one from? You want to play a new one, or you want to play one from that you've already shared with the gang?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's good.
You got the fall song file in there?
Let's see. That is the one that is called Fall Song.
It is.
Yeah.
The placeholder name that never got changed.
Yeah.
All right.
So much it's stuck.
Okay, so let's set this up a little bit. We have Elephant Foot in the studio. Let's talk first about recording music before we do that. So you've recorded only a couple of songs as far as everybody knows, because the only stuff that's available online are 2 songs that are on Spotify. There are, you sent me 3 earlier today, Tyler, that are new songs that no one has heard outside of a small group of people. We're going to get to share some of that with our listeners this afternoon, and I'm thrilled. Thank you for letting us do that. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about your recording history and what you're doing now and what you plan to do maybe in the near future here.
Yeah, so I can start on this one, and then we'll probably let Drew Anderson take over. But
all right.
So for Give Me Your Love and for Toe Jam, Drew was the producer in all aspects. We recorded at his place in his attic, he did solo sessions with each of us, and we got it all up. Toe Jam was a live performance where we had everything mic'd and a couple cameras, and it's actually also a video on YouTube if someone wants to check that out. It's our only video on YouTube.
Right on.
So that's live because it was all one take, recorded at the same time with nothing, nothing plugged in.
Okay, but Gimme Your Love was actually a studio session where you guys did separate recording sessions and then and then you did the mixing, Drew.
Exactly. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I've been a hobbyist recorder and producer for some years now, and we got the group together and just figured, at least for our first little introduction into society, that we could just do it ourselves.
Sure.
So that's what we've been riding on.
How do you do it? Do you use a computer setup and a few remote mics, or
so I've got just a setup that I've built up over the past couple years with the computer and a little 8-channel interface and little modest mic locker that I've got. Everything. On Ableton Live, shout out.
All right.
Digital audio workstation of choice. Pretty low key.
All right.
So,
how do you? And then you record individually, or as I think you said, individually, not as a band.
I think even for the Gimme Your Love tracks, we did a full live take where I mic'd everybody up, and then I know we went back over. We definitely overdubbed vocals and overdubbed some other guitar.
But you can have that as a background track. And then
I think we actually
a solo because you and me did it.
Right.
Make a scratch track of us all playing together, and then kind of just tweak out the parts.
Which is similar to what we've done this last time around with these songs we're about to debut. We actually went to, I'm sure you're familiar with, Centro Cellar and had
Will's the man.
Will Reeves do our stuff.
Shout out to
Will.
He's been on the program before. He's a friend and a super talented guy, and he's helped out. He's just a great. He's a good guy, but he's also a really talented engineer and a sound guy, and he really has a great ear. He doesn't waste any time. He gets right down to business.
He really is. And, going back to Columbia being a really grassroots music scene, he's, one of the most accessible, dudes to do that stuff. He's got a great space.
He's a great musician himself.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Pleasure to work with for sure. So, we did these last 3 songs with him.
All right. Fantastic.
And
Okay, so
you build off the live track and then, fade that one out, after you get that, then you guys go in?
It just kind of depends on what the situation calls for. I think for some of it, there was definitely some live guitar that we recorded as a group, then put another guitar over it just to kind of add some weight to it. I can't remember exactly what we did for these because it's always different, and just whatever the song's calling for, whatever to get it sounding as good as it can. So.
Yeah.
But all right, a lot of fun.
Let's do it. Let's play this one, and I want to talk a little bit more about recording when we come back. But let's play this one that I guess was. Was the whole thing recorded at Central Cellar, or did you just master it there?
The whole thing.
Did the whole thing there? Okay. All right, so new music from Elephant Foot. This was recorded at Central Cellar Studios here. Mr. Will Reeves and his gang down there doing great stuff for lots of people over the years, and shout out to him and the gang. Also, hi to John Randall and Andy Ream. They said hi on my phone a minute ago. So
turn it up.
All right, this one is Fall Song. Tell us a little bit about the song before we play it.
This one was written, lyrics and music by our own Eli.
Yeah. I can talk about it a little bit. This is one of the 2 that I wrote and brought to the group. And I generally write, just acoustic guitar, so I wrote it pretty bare bones, just chord structure and lyrics, and brought it to the guys, and they did what they do and made it into a real song.
So we'll get to hear what okay. Yeah. Interesting. All right. So originally this is just a very simple acoustic song that you bring to them. Not that it's simple, but just bare bones
simple.
acoustic.
It's a structure, and then
they build on that.
They make it good, yes.
All right, very cool. All right, let's check it out. This is Elephant Foot, new music. I appreciate you guys sharing it with us. It's awesome.
We're super
and we'll talk more with the band in just a few minutes, but here's a new song called The Fall Song, and it's Elephant Foot on Open Mic Radio, KOP on Columbia, 89.5 FM. Stick around and check it out.
where this thing is gonna lead. Like a scene from home, trying to forget, but then we've grown. Got a bad thought, it starts to show. The sun will start dipping down to a familiar sound. Stand under a moon, tiptoeing around the topic. You know we're trying to be polite, barely even whisper in the evening turns the night. All the time we're keeping close, not too sure of where to go. I hope, for what I do not know. 'Cause when the seasons change, I rearrange some things. Feel dead in winter, life in spring. The summer is a memory before it begins, and in the fall, fall in love again. Looking for a way to get out of my own head. Start working on something new. Things I left behind are taking up too much time. What would you suggest that I do? Everybody has a reasonable answer, but they also have a reason to complain. See, I'm different, I'm too slow, I beg to differ. Yeah, it's simpler when you set a slower pace. Oh, I know sometimes it gets to me. It gets to me. Oh, I know sometimes it gets to me. It gets to me.
All right, there's brand new music from Elephant Foot. That one is the Fall Song. Great stuff, you guys. I appreciate you sharing it with everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much for letting us play.
You'll get to hear that one out and about when you see Elephant Foot play live. You guys had a show at the Dive Bar last night, and I know it was a little chilly outside, so maybe not the greatest opportunity to play live music. But I love the fact that it's still happening, and I like what the Dive Bar's done. Actually, they've done a great job of changing that into sort of a music venue, which really didn't exist, and they got good food there as well.
That's what I always tell everyone. Right? It's called Dive Bar. It's not a dive bar. They got a kitchen.
Yeah. It's great to see like the growth of it, because like the first time we played there, they still had the sand and this little little rectangular stage in the middle of the sand, and at the end of the gig, like sand's everywhere, sand's in your gear, and it's just so cool to see how they've transitioned, and they've built the new stage.
Big brick patio.
Beautiful brick patio out there.
They got the raised drummer stage in the back.
Bunch of little fire pits.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And everyone there is just so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
Staff is super friendly and accommodating. They're all super nice.
All right, well, good. So did you play that new song last night?
Sure did.
We did. Yep, that was in the lineup. That's our second to last. We normally end with "Give Me Your Love."
Yeah, if you've seen us recently, you've heard that one and the other one that we're dropping too. We've been playing them for a while. It's just been hard getting through the studio and getting them out, but they're coming. They're coming soon.
Yeah.
All right.
That one should be out sometime in January, probably the first or second week of January.
Yes, and later we will play Highway 94, and that's dropping on December 23rd on all streaming platforms. So be on the lookout for that. Pre-save it on Spotify. If you go to our Instagram page, you can click the link in our bio, and you'll be able to pre-save that song. Sorry, just shameless plug right there.
No, not at all. In fact,
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, let's make it official. If people want to get in contact with you, if they want to find you, the best ways to do it. I'm sure you have social media. You mentioned Instagram, but tell people exactly if they want to find you, what's the best way?
Tyler manages the Instagram, and that's Elephant Foot Official on Instagram, and that is absolutely the best way to reach us. We also have
how I
Facebook.
found you.
Yeah. We've also got a Facebook page, but that is, Facebook isn't really in the spotlight of social media these days. So really, Instagram is the way to go. We're very attentive to that.
Of course, Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all under the same thumb.
Yeah. We are so it's so bad, but so true. So anyway, okay. So easy to find you out there on the. Do you have a Bandcamp page? I don't know if you do or not.
We do not.
Okay, not that it's
Yeah, Spotify's the way.
All right, Spotify's the way. Elephant Foot is the band. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk more about recording. Do you have plans for future? I'm sure you do. Talk about what you got planned for the future as far as new songs, recording, touring, etc.
Yeah, so that first song that we played acoustically, I think is going to be one of the next songs that we record. So we want to get rolling on that in December.
What was that one? Remind me.
That
again.
one is tentatively called Back Porch. That's the working title.
The one that you played just
yes, the
one
one
in the studio.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. So we want to get that recorded, and then right now we're kind of working on our set and changing a few things up with that, and so come the first of the year we plan to start booking a lot more shows around town, KC, St. Louis, Springfield, any of those areas. So.
Okay. All right. Great. How about songwriting? Eli wrote the one we just heard, the one that's called Fall Song. Let's talk a little bit about how you do it, if it's a collaborative effort, if it happens typically the way Eli described, where somebody kind of comes with sort of a little skeleton of something, and then you guys build on it, or do you write together ever? Do you just sit down and say, hey, let's write a new song?
Yeah, we do that too.
Yeah, we do. It's all sorts of ways that these songs come to fruition, but as of this summer, Tyler and I actually live together. We're roommates, and so
How's that working out?
It's working great.
Okay.
They keep bringing new stuff every practice.
We both do the dishes. Yeah, it's all going, it's going really well. Yeah. But in terms of musical arrangements, we definitely have a lot of time where if we both get home from work, we just kind of sit down with the guitars and noodle through stuff. Tyler is very, very devoted. I'd say every day, like at least an hour, he's practicing. So
he's a skilled guitar player. I can tell.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And he just gets better with time. He's like a fine wine. Yes.
A lot of our songs do start like that. A handful of the songs we've been playing for a while now was just Eli would come over to my house with his acoustic, and I'd sit down with my bass, and we'd figure something out and bring it to the group. And that's generally how it happens, is someone starts it, brings it in, and then we all work it out and maybe take this part out there, move it around this way, and polish it up.
Throw in a bridge.
Do you ever bring anything in and everybody says, no, that sucks, I don't want it. Let's do something different.
Never in such harsh words.
Yeah,
it's mostly like, oh, maybe we kind of phase out of playing that one.
Or it's like
phase out playing.
Somebody comes up with something and plays through it, and then it'll be like, yeah, we'll come back to that. Cue 2 months later, and it's like, okay, I guess, never mind.
They were even kind enough to Ringo me once and let the drummer bring in a song. We haven't played it live yet, but it's pretty egalitarian.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, and the songs written by me are songs that sound like they were written by
They're bass drum.
You can tell.
That's all right. That's good. That's the way it should be. So that's how you get a nice diverse mix in the music. So that's cool. All right. Well, it's about 5 minutes after 7 o'clock. No, it's about 5 minutes after 5 o'clock. If it's 7 o'clock, I'm on the air too long. And I got to say that I
Still
forgot.
Top of the hour.
Yeah, but I need to do this. You want to do it, Kurt?
What's that?
Read that. That way I can have a smoke.
For over 40 years, members supported KMOSTV.
Legit.
Oh my God. You're making me read words, Mike. What's going on? Hey, for over 40 years, member-supported KMOS TV has provided educational and entertaining programs for Central Missouri families. This tradition continues at KMOS broadcast, 4 channels of programming plus live stream on KMOS.org. In addition, so there's a plus side, in addition, KMOS members can stream a wide range of programs on their own schedule by signing up with KMOS Passport. That's PASSPORT, Passport. Licensed to the University of Central Missouri, KMOS is supported by our community.
All righty. Thank you, Kurt. KMS,
Beautiful.
thank you for the sponsorship here. All right, once again, you are listening.
Hey, thank you, Missouri, for giving me the education to be able to read.
Yeah.
Job well done.
All right. All right, we're back at you here. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. Elephant Foot with us in the studio this afternoon. All right, you want to talk smack about your keyboard player? Now's your chance. Right?
Yeah, we hope he's okay. Do we need to put out a silver alert?
He just texted me.
He did? Is he okay?
He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. He did.
It was a long night. I guess he had a rough morning.
Yeah, no, he texted me something completely not about the radio show, and I said, yeah, sure. By the way, tune in 89.5 to your band, speaking and singing. Yeah, so.
It's all right. We couldn't fit his keyboard in here anyways.
Yeah.
No, Gabe's a peach, and we love him, and if you come check us out live, you'll get to see his mad keyboard skills.
Okay, how did Gabe get connected with the four of you? What's his
Tyler,
connection?
I think.
Yeah,
right?
Gabe and Tyler worked together. So we had been in the market for a keyboard player for a while. Had auditioned a few people, and no one really seemed to stick. And then
we suffered a loss.
we did suffer
in the
a loss of
original
a keyboard player.
Well, in our original
They're still
format,
alive, but-
we had Forrest Wilson on guitar playing live. He plays for Ruby Lane. If you've been in Columbia with ears for the past 2 years, you've probably heard them.
Ruby Lane's playing tonight at Rose, by the way. Quick.
Yeah, really great band.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Every one of them are great. And Forrest used to play with us for a little bit, but he wanted to focus with Ruby Lane, and so after he left, we said we'll replace his shredding with someone with some smooth keys.
All right.
And that's what
Kind
we
of
did.
a vibe change. We moved from more like pretty
hard rock.
roll,
And you'll notice that in our old Spotify songs because those are pretty old, and those are with Forrest on it and no Gabe.
All right, maybe we'll do that. Let's listen to one of those,
Yeah.
and then we'll play it. Then we'll play one of the new ones, and we'll get a feel for the
see
difference.
The contrast
Yeah.
of how we've kind of evolved. Yeah.
All right, we'll do that in a minute. Kurt, what else should we do before we do it? You got anything on your mind? I mean, anything you can share?
You know me too well.
I know I do. Upcoming shows. Is there anything on the docket?
Well, for us right now, we don't have anything scheduled. We were really looking to kind of reinvent our set at the moment because we've been stacking up shows. In October, I think we had something like 4 shows, and it's just
a busy summer.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult to produce new content when you really just want to make sure you're practicing the stuff you're going to be performing live.
Performing right, the good,
Exactly.
performing well the stuff that you already got. Yeah.
Precisely, yeah. So for these cold winter months, we might take a back seat on playing live and try to kind of focus on churning out some new material.
Come out in the spring and do some more stuff.
Exactly, yes.
Got to keep it fresh for the fans.
No doubt, no doubt. And I mean, as a person who sees a lot of live music and a lot of local live music, as much as I love certain bands, and I won't name any, after a while you see the same set over and over and over again. I mean, you can do it for a while, but you can't do it forever. You got to be able to. You got to be able to move.
You got to mix it up.
Mix it up a little bit. So that's well thought, I think. So, all right, so let's do that. Let's play one of the old ones here. We're going to play Gimme Your Love. This is the one that was recorded in Andrew's basement?
Attic, yeah.
Attic, basement, all right, upside down.
Teeny little room either way.
Yeah, small room.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be able to notice, but this was written by the bass player.
Okay. But this is the full band, including Gabe, the keyboard player. So
this is Sans Gabe. This is before his time. So you have Forrest Wilson of Ruby Lane.
That's right. He's playing guitar. That's right. Done.
And then
okay.
You'll see the keys in some of our newer stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, here's another one. Then an older one. When was this recorded? Give Me Your Love?
Dude, I don't know.
Evans, over a year ago.
At least.
So yeah.
Okay. All right, it's Elephant Foot. This is one that we've played actually before on the program. I think this is probably the first one we played because it's the first one I found. But anyway, Give Me Your Love, Elephant Foot, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. This is Open Mic Radio. I'm glad you're with us this afternoon. Stick around. We got Ross Shumba and a reggae party coming at 6 o'clock until 8. The best in roots rock and reggae.
Get your dance shoes on.
That's right. And pop open a red stripe and join the rest of us and stick around for that, okay? Meanwhile, once again, this is Elephant Foot with Give Me Your Love.
Up late, alone and in my room. No plans, no weed, and nothing to do. I get a text, I feel a buzz, it says it's time to come through. I grab a jacket, I pat my pockets, and I'm on the move. I walk through the door, I made my way across that floor, and then I saw you, girl, but I didn't catch your eye. I'm a little too high, so I couldn't find the words to say. Now I'm just standing outside, cigarette between my lips. Then I look to the side, there she is, holding the light. I give it one more try. If you get down, baby, I can show you the light now. I said if you just try, darling, I can show you the way. I can show you the, just give it a little bit of time. I'm trying to get to know you better, but I want to do it right. So what do you say? She said, you're talking too fast. Slow down and follow my lead. She took me by the hand and took me to the backyard, baby. Fresh air is all that you need. Now we're just sitting outside. You passed the split, so I'm taking a hit. Then I look to your eyes, leading in the fading light. You can't deny. This feels so right. This feels so right.
That's right. Woo!
Thanks.
All right, let's call it Give Me Your Love. That is Elephant Foot from a year or so ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, but that's pre-Gabe. And somebody jamming on the guitar for sure there. That's
Forrest Wilson.
That's Forrest Wilson. Okay. Excellent stuff. And more coming from Elephant Foot. We got new stuff. We actually played a new one just a little bit ago. We got two other ones. I'd like to get both of them in if we can before the end of the show. But we'll spread those out a little bit here. Current Kurt, I want to talk about something. Actually, my friend Kurt, who does the show with me here, he has an interesting background in music. He's a musician himself, but he also has sort of
alleged musician.
Well, he does the intro. He does the intro and the outro for the show, and he's also a good friend. But when we first met, one of the things that I was like, oh my God, I have to become friends with this guy, because just off the cuff, he made a comment about the band Blind Melon, which is one of my favorite bands.
So underrated.
He was really good friends with Shannon Hoon, who was the lead singer of Blind Melon, and he toured with them and hung out with Meat Puppets and Stone Temple Pilots and Built to Spill and that whole gang. So
bless you, Shannon, wherever you are.
Bless him, man. What a remarkable artist and songwriter, and a cool man as well. So, but one of the things that Kurt did when he was on the road with those guys was he's a videographer, and he's a real good
I documented a lot of the
documentarist.
tours, yeah.
So what we're talking about is starting to sort of revive that tradition with the bands that come on open mic radio, because we get some really talented people that come through this studio, and you guys are among them. I'm super thrilled that you're here, and I appreciate you guys coming. And I really love.
I'd like to start throwing the camera in the corner. You know,
so we may start.
Honestly, you need to and put it up on
right
and get a stream going.
How about it, right? And I mean,
get the audio taken care of.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And from a historical perspective, you never know what happens with all of you guys. You're young men. You've got who knows what kind of future in front of you. So I say that to everybody who comes through here. So I that's why I wanted to talk about it on the air, because I really want to encourage you to think about how we might make that happen here. So and the band, I'm sure the bands that come here and the artists would love it. So,
and we have a new space.
We've got a new space.
So we're only here for a couple more weeks, right?
Well, I think a few more months. I imagine. I think so KOPN is moving to a new location. We've been up here on.
I enjoy being high.
High up on the Dalton building. I do too, but you can be high down there as well.
Can I?
Anyway, so if you hadn't heard, KOPN has procured a new building. It's down there off of Worley Street, not far from the Westlake Hardware, very close actually. Yeah. And I haven't been to the space yet, but I guess from what I've heard, it's going to be, it'll be appropriate for what we're trying to do.
A little more accessible.
Certainly, KOPN. And we it's tough to get up the stairs. You guys had to lug
high up here.
Equipment.
It really is. It's a hike, man. I'm saying.
And we want everyone to be able to come up here, and it's a little bit difficult for some folks, and so that's one of the many reasons. Not to mention the rent has gone up over the years and all that. But anyway, we got a cool new thing happening, and I'm guessing by first quarter next year sometime, people will be able to start seeing some things happening over there. But I think we'll be broadcasting from the studios here for quite. I don't know, for a good while, I think. Right. But anyway, so once we get the new space, we can really start to think about how we're going to incorporate a multimedia sort of thing for the show.
We still can do that from here, though.
I'm just saying. Yes, but start it, do it. Let's do it.
All right. I'm down if the bands are down. That's the whole thing.
All right, sounds good. All right. Let's get Drew back over here. So that was a song, the one that we just heard, and this is bass player Drew. "Give Me Your Love" is a song that you wrote?
Yeah, well, I wrote the bass line for it, which is as much as I can say for credit. I take it to these guys, and then we end up going somewhere.
Okay, all right. How about are you prolific songwriters? Do you have a bunch of material that you're waiting to do, or is it sort of a slow grinding process, or how do you, how much music are you making, Eli?
Yeah, so I would say lyrically we we write our songs musically and then lyrically. Those processes are generally separate for the most part, I would say.
All right, so you get a groove, get a rhythm, and then put some words to it eventually.
In terms of writing the songs, I think people just kind of have hot streaks. Like Tyler recently has been churning out a lot of really great instrumental songs. And the same trend sort of happens lyrically. And I think, it's been a while since I've felt the lyrical bug. And Tyler and I were trying to write lyrics recently. And we're at a bit of a roadblock at the moment. It's just like you're not in the right headspace. It's winter. It's too cold. I don't know. The brain juices aren't flowing.
Right.
I find like you can't try to force it too much. Like when it comes to writing something, because like one of the songs that we played earlier, the one about bagels, like I was at work and my bagel popped out of the toaster and the line came and then rest of the song was
Follows,
written. You know, it's like it's if you have to try too hard to write it, then it's kind of something that's probably going to end up getting cut. But if the words are kind of writing themselves or the melody's writing itself, it seems like those are the ones that stick around and are the ones that turn into fully fleshed out songs.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would say for the two that I've contributed, which is Fall Song and Highway 94, which we already heard Fall Song, we might hear Highway 94 later.
Yep, we will.
For those two, I was still in school at the time. I was supposed to be doing homework, and I was just like struck by, I like played one chord, and I was like, oh, this is my next 3 hours. And I wrote each of those songs just like that, just kind of like out of nowhere. I had an obligation to be doing something else, but music kind of took over, and I just, this is all in one go, wrote most of it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of when lightning strikes, it's like you gotta grab the bolt.
Just go with it. Yeah.
You got to write a lot of really bad songs.
Yeah, that as well.
You got to write some stuff and just be like, that wasn't it.
Yep.
I get it next week.
Right.
We all know Sticky Floors.
Okay.
that was one of our early songs. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's take a minute and tell some folks what's happening around town tonight. It's, first of all, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. This is Open Mic Radio. You can hear us every Saturday afternoon. Actually, not every Saturday afternoon. The second Saturday of the month, which is next Saturday, as a matter of fact, will be the Rockabilly Corner, and that's Big Cat Matt Deal. And if you like rockabilly music, the dude is a savant. Okay, he knows more about the rockabilly classic country scene than anyone that I know. And there's some people at this radio station that are absolutely remarkable when it comes to the depth of knowledge of music that they have. Kevin Walsh is one of many, but Big Cat Matt Deal, when it comes to rockabilly music, you will not hear it.
It is the big deal.
It is the best. So, in fact, I put all of his shows up on the web, as a matter of fact, because nobody else will. But all of the Rockabilly Corner programs are up on the internet. If you go to MikeHagan.com, just put MikeHagan.com/BCM. That's for Big Cat Matt, and then you can find the previous programs. I had a couple of my neighbors over the other night, and we listened to the September 11th episode or broadcast of Rockabilly Corner with Big Cat Matt. We listened to it a couple nights ago, and it was like 2 hours of just awesome, killer friggin' music, and had a glass of wine, and I love Big Cat Matt. So next week, Big Cat Matt and Rockabilly Corner, same time as this.
First of all, congratulations on being able to convince your neighbors to come over.
I got to bribe them. I provide the wine. So anyway, you can hear great rockabilly music next week from 4 to 6. But other than that, typically Saturday afternoons 4 to 6, you'll hear Open Mic Radio. Elephant Foot this afternoon. Next week, Big Cat Matt. The week after that, we've got Kyron Penrose, who'll be sitting in here and playing some solo stuff for us. Kyron's a real talented young guy who's been around town for a few years now and had a couple different projects, and he's doing cool stuff. He was actually out at that KOPN event at Cafe Berlin last week. So tip of the hat to Kyron for doing that. So all right, so tonight at the Blue Note, Coulter Wall. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Coulter Wall, right? And he's sort of new country in a weird way. I don't know, Johnny Cash-ish or something. And I like some of his stuff for sure. He became very popular very fast. And my sons, I've got an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old son. They both love Coulter Wall, and I do too. But we've got a sold-out Coulter Wall show tonight at the Blue Note. So unfortunately, if you don't have tickets, you won't be at that one, or you're going to have to pay a pretty penny if you want to make it. So with Vincent Neil Emerson, and that's not Vincent Neil, I don't think, of Motley Crue. That's his new persona, Vincent Neil Emerson. Yeah, no, Vincent Neil Emerson, I'm guessing, is a country act, and Christina Murray. Not familiar with either of those two, but you'll be checking them out tonight if you go to the Blue Note. That show's at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, Seven Doors shows at 8. Coulter Wall at the Blue Note tonight. I would like to see it, but not going to be able to do that tonight. We went and saw this dude named Zach Bryan. You familiar with this guy, Zach Bryan? He's another one of these younger country acts, and but with an older sort of vibe. You know, he's kind of. It's not
Soulful.
crappy country.
Pop country.
Not pop country.
No relation to Luke Bryan, or
No, I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. This was his first tour, and we saw him in Kansas City, and that was a pretty good show. But anyway, okay, Rose Music Hall. I think you guys have friends. Ruby Lane, right?
Yeah.
Who are they playing with?
Neil Francis.
They're playing with Neil
Who's Neil Francis? Anybody know?
Apparently
We're all
he's
silent.
excellent.
Not all at once now. Come on.
Neil Francis. He's my favorite.
So if you're Neil Francis, no offense, call us and tell you what you do. And
Hey, and folks, Junior Brown is going to be down there. Believe it or not, Junior Brown is going to be down there Wednesday, December 8th.
The Junior Brown.
with Two-Bit Steve
The
as
Junior
well,
Brown.
and that's Steve Anziger.
You want to
And
see some picking?
I'm telling you, Junior Brown, classic country, and just a great guitar picker. Highway Patrol, and my favorite Junior Brown song is what is it?
Highway Patrol?
No, it's something. The police are after you, and my wife thinks you're dead, or something like that.
I'll listen to that.
Anyway, Junior Brown, Wednesday, December 8th. If you want to see me, I will be at that show, and if you say hello, I'll have a beer with you or something. Okay.
I'm gonna get tickets right now.
I'm telling you, that's going to be awesome. Junior Brown with Two-Bit Steve Anziger, and are you familiar with the Cosmic Riders? They're a band.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Steve's son, Steve.
Okay.
JT, who does the music at the dive bar. He sets all that stuff up or whatever. He also has a studio in town.
Really?
I think it's like Schnackenberger. Is that JT's last name? I forget. It's something like that. I'm sorry, JT, but it's a long German name like that. But he has a studio as well. He's been on the show here, and the Barroom Billy's another one of JT's bands. And but anyway, Steve Anziger is his father.
Really?
And the Anziger family is a great bunch of musicians, and so Steve will be playing with his band, opening for Junior Brown on Wednesday. That's killer. Killer. All right, so that's at Rose Music Hall.
My wife thinks you're dead.
Yeah, what's
Right?
yeah, it's like, well, because the police are dead, my wife thinks you're dead. Name. All right, Roachport General Store. Please start doing music again. I go there every week and hoping that they'll start it up. Cafe Berlin. We mentioned that they were doing stuff again. Does anybody know if there's anything happening at Berlin this weekend?
I spoke to someone who works there, and he said they're trying to get it going, but I don't know that they've actually started having shows.
All right. Well, I
could be wrong about that.
They had that one on Tuesday for KOPN.
KOPN.
Yeah, but maybe they'll. Anyway, if you're doing something at Cafe Berlin, Eli, you guys call it the guy that runs Cafe Berlin.
Oh, I was like,
Eli.
Yeah, just ask Eli here. He knows the guy that works there.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Right.
They got great potatoes. I can figure it out.
Yeah, it's a great place to have a bite and hopefully hear some live music again soon. So anyway, Cafe Berlin, we'll see if they're getting it together. The Dive Bar tonight, we mentioned you guys did a show there last night. Unfortunately, it was outside and they need to warm it up. Tonight, I don't know.
I couldn't find anything at
I think Eastside has a show.
Events. Cooper's Landing is probably too cold, although they've been doing some sort of pop-up shows where weather warms up and they say, we'll just get somebody to do it. I think Dave and I think Durnley and Dave Angle played the other night. All right, here we go. Live music. I'm sorry it took me so long. It is Naked Basement tonight at the Dive Bar.
Cool.
Naked Basement. Never heard of them, but
Good name.
if you're familiar, call us and let us know what Naked Basement is around.
I've been there before.
Yeah,
Not that one.
you've been
Not
naked
that
in
one.
the basement. All right,
You're not supposed to
Those
talk
are my
about
plans
that
for
one.
tonight.
They got a strict dress code.
Yeah, none.
None.
All right,
If you're interested, come on over.
all right. We're going to try to keep our PG rating here with Kurt.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So, all right. If there's anything else happening around town and you want to tell us, or if we didn't mention it, the number is 443-8255 or 443-7380. We're gonna play another one from You guys want to do another live one? You got another live one in you?
Yeah.
We could do.
Huh?
Do you guys want to do one more cover and then maybe just play Highway 94 from the recorded stuff a little later?
Let's do that. We can. What we'll do, we'll do a live one, then we'll play Highway 94 in a little bit, and then we'll close out with Sunday morning.
Do Sunday morning.
Do Sunday morning first.
And then Highway 94
Close.
is the closeout because Highway 94 is coming out soon, so that's the
Okay. All right. Cool.
Release. Yeah,
so we'll do a live one, then we'll do, or maybe we do Sunday morning, and then we do a live one, and then we close out with Highway 94.
Love it. Sounds great.
All right. That's what we're going to do. All right. We're going to play one here from Elephant Foot. They're guests of ours in the studio this afternoon. We've got Drew and Tyler and Eli. We're missing Gage this afternoon. Gabe or Gage?
Gabe. And I heard
Gabe.
from him. He said he completely forgot and it slipped his mind. He's very, very, very sorry.
All
and
right,
he wishes
that's
he
all
could
right.
be
Well,
here.
hopefully he's tuning in and he's listening to us give him shit.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
All right. We have a couple of new songs here. We're fortunate enough to be able to debut a couple of songs, actually 3 of them from Elephant Foot, and we played a song, the fall song, just a little bit ago. Fantastic new stuff. We're going to hear another one here called Sunday Morning, and I'd like you guys to tell us a little bit about that song before we play it.
It's a Tyler original.
Yeah, so I think I was watching some kind of Grateful Dead documentary like a year or 2 ago, and just inspiration struck, and so wrote the song. And at the time, I didn't have a project or anything to do anything with. But then once Elephant Foot formed, that was one of the first songs that we worked out and learned. So.
All right, here it is.
For sure, oldie but a goodie.
Very good. This one is Sunday Morning, new music from Elephant Foot. You're listening to it here on KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan. This is Open Mic Radio, and check it out.
Sunday morning's coming on once again. Seems you're 1,000 miles away, floating on a cloud above the yard. The sun pokes out as if to say, hey, you don't really know how many times that happens. Not when it feels like your feet are off the ground. Lifetime in the last hour, and now you don't ever want to come down. The birds, they sing their gentle melodies. For the first time it's coming in clear. Now the canopy around you's opened up. A newfound warmth fills the air. Hey, you don't really know how many times it happens when it feels like your feet are off the ground. Oh, you've lived a lifetime in the last hour, and now you don't ever want to come down. Skies, my nights will take a second to reflect on the time in between. Blasting off and floating back to Earth. No two trips to space are the same. You don't really know how many times it happens when it feels like your feet are off the ground.
Very nice. Okay, brand new stuff from Elephant Foot. That one is called Sunday Morning. Tyler, nice one.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Great stuff, you guys. All right. Exciting, huh? Yeah. So lots of stuff down the road for you guys, I hope.
We got a whole lot of B-sides that just need a third part that are potential good songs just waiting to happen.
All right.
It's going to take us hunkering down a bit for the winter and getting some new stuff out, but look out for shows. You can see it on our Instagram. Follow us at Elephant Foot Official, and we will be posting about all our shows in the spring and upcoming.
Right on. Okay, good. Other projects? Are you guys? We talked about the scene and people collaborating with other people around here. Are you guys? Any of you involved with other projects?
Drew Anderson was involved in another project.
Why don't you grab that mic, Drew?
Myself and a good friend that have been casually writing music for a while have a project out right now called Banana, spelled BANA-NANA. So we just kind of do whatever we want, and a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of rock, a little bit of dance. So
shout out Brett.
And
shout
is
out
it
Brett.
So what's the makeup?
So it's just me and
doing beats
me and
or something?
Guy. Yeah,
or?
so we write most of the music on a computer. We use a lot of guitar and a lot of drums. It's not all boops and beeps, but we both work together on the music, and then he does most of the singing. So
all right.
Yep.
And is that a project that's out and about? Going to be doing some performing as well?
It is. Yeah, we actually have a gig on the 17th at Prest playing. Another good friend of ours who goes by the moniker of the Sagacious Traveler, Javier. He's a great friend of ours, and he's got some music coming out, so we're playing at his single release show on the 17th at Prest.
All right, very good.
Yeah, we've got an EP out, and we've got another single coming out on this next coming Friday, December 10th.
Right, Tyler's doing a little bit on that, right?
Yeah, we've we most of the music is just the two of us, but we get a lot of friends in. Tyler's played on some songs for us.
Well, get with me.
Oh my gosh,
and we'll have you guys come back and we'll do something.
We'd love to come talk about
that project. That sounds like fun.
We have a lot of fun doing it. So.
All right, very cool. In fact, other collaborative action going on?
Well, I was playing with a band called Melancholia. We played for a while in Columbia. It was.
That was a great Smashing Pumpkins record.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also a great band, that EP that's out.
We got music on Spotify. We're not, making music anymore, so the 3 songs we have on there are eternal. Check them out. Melancholia, One Day. But
all right.
Otherwise, I've been hanging out with some dudes at the Soul Collective, is a new music collective in Columbia. They meet weekly and just invite people in to play music, and they're doing monthly showcases.
Cool.
And they're putting out some really, really cool stuff. I'm not super involved with them, but I know them. I'm gonna shout them out. They're doing really cool stuff.
I think they have one coming up in a couple weeks.
Where does that happen?
Usually at Prest or the Atrium, I believe.
Okay.
They practice and everything at the old auto parts store that was the True False Arts Center. That's where they're practicing these days, up on Business Loop on the east side.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. How long has that been going on?
I guess a couple of months now. I learned about it from the keyboard player Ruby Lane, Luke, and
playing tonight at Rose Music Hall, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. And JRT's, who's another local musician.
JRT's from Loose Loose is the one. That's,
I've had Loose Loose. They're all
cool cats. Good friends.
I wish that I'm not sure if they're still a thing or not, because they all kind of moved around. But it's such a big band. When you have a big band, it's hard enough to keep a small band together, but it's tough when you get a lot of people. But they were really, really good while they were doing their thing.
Each one of them are going to go off and do amazing things.
I agree.
They're
absolutely
incredibly
all super talented.
Yeah,
no doubt. All right, cool. Well, I was going to ask you if there is anyone that I should have on the show. So you mentioned this guy, Sagacious Traveler.
100%. Great guy.
All right, so I need to get a hold of him, and then we'll talk about Bananarama or whatever the hell you call it.
That's exactly when I first heard it.
Nobody gets it right. Nobody gets it right.
There can never be too many names.
Banana. All right. We're getting short on time, so I'm going to have you guys. Let's do that. Let's do that live one. Okay. Yeah. Tell us what you're going to do.
I do No Diggity. I know, right? You're looking at us and you're like, these guys? All right.
Hey, no, I love it. I think you can do it. So, Hi, everyone. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. We're streaming on the web.
Elephant Foot.
You are. It's KOPN Columbia, and we're on the web at kopn.org. Appreciate y'all listening this afternoon. Super fun time this afternoon with the guys from Elephant Foot. Find me on the web at mikehagan.com and download that podcast thing, and you can check out all this stuff after the fact if you missed the show. Okay, appreciate y'all listening this afternoon anyway, and we're gonna hear one now live in the studio with me, Elephant Foot, and we'll see what they got for us here.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Shorty get down, good lord. Baby's got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, she don't play around. Cover much grounds, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day, yeah, don't play away. Can't get her out of my mind, wow. Think about the girl all the time, wow, wow. East side to the west side, push fair rise, yeah, it's no surprise. She got the tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash fast when it comes to the gas. By no means rare, as long as she's got that. Oh, baby, you're a perfect 10. I want to get in, can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got the back. I like the way you work it, no diggity, yeah, I got to back it up. I like the way you, yeah, no diggity, oh baby, I got to back it up. She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound, baby never act wild, she's very low key on the profile, and catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Curve the word, spins the verb. Lovers equal, so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness. You do not even know what the half is, 'cause you got to play. Just for shorty, bang to look your way. I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, yeah, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work, yeah, no diggity, oh baby, I got to bag it, hey yo, that girl looks good. Play on, player. Hey yo, hey. Oh. Hey yo, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Oldest cover.
I love it. Very cool. All right, that's Elephant Foot there in the studio with us this afternoon. You guys, thank you very much for coming down.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Blast.
All right, I'm glad you had a good time. We had a great time too. Everyone listening out there, I'm glad you were with us. And we're going to kind of wrap it up here. I'm going to let these guys kind of finish off with their own words. Did I miss anything? Anything you guys want to talk about that you want to kind of wrap it up with? Or
Covered these bases pretty well, I gotta say.
let's talk about contact information for sure one more time. Make sure people know how to get a hold of
you.
you.
Can find us on Instagram is the best way to reach out for anything like gigs, or if you just want to say hi, it's anything. Elephant Foot Official on Instagram, or Elephant Foot on Facebook if you want to reach out to us that a ways.
We also occasionally post TikToks.
Yeah, every once in a while. We're trying to get our foot in that door. It's a tricky one to figure out. But
We need Kurt to be our videographer.
yeah, truly.
You're a TikTok.
Specialize in TikTok, yeah. But yeah, that's how you reach out to us. The names are Tyler, Drew, Eli, and Gabe. If you call us Drew, you're 40% maybe got it right there.
That's your best bet.
Percentage.
Right?
But yeah, no, I think we're all covered there. Find us on Spotify.
Also streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon,
Drop a new single,
YouTube. New single out 23rd of December.
23rd.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, and
now.
yeah, and again, thank you for sharing the new music with everyone this
Yeah, of
afternoon.
course.
We've got one more that we're going to wrap the show off with.
Beautiful.
When we roll out of here, but we got a couple more minutes before we do that. I will remind people to stick around. Rashumba and a reggae party coming up from 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock. Great stuff.
Get your dance shoes on, man.
Roots rock and reggae with the wonderful Rashumba. And then stick
Start
around.
rolling the spliff now, man.
Yeah, man. The big old Bob Marley, eh? And Chris and Blues on Broadway, 8 o'clock until 11. I always forget what happens after 11 o'clock because I'm usually in some sort of, cannabinated freaking trance by then. But anyway, I'm sure the music's great even after 11 o'clock. So keep it dialed up here at KOPN, and we appreciate y'all listening, okay? All right, Elephant Foot in the studio once more. Thanks again, guys. We're going to hear one more on the way out. Find them on Instagram and on other social media platforms, of course, on all the streaming stuff for the most part. And we're looking forward to new music from you guys in the spring and seeing you on the road there and get you out there playing some songs. I can't wait to see you out a live show. I've never seen you guys play live. I can't wait. Well, I have in the studio here. And in fact, one of the reasons I do this show is because I get these little private concerts for us.
That's why you need the camera, though, so everyone can enjoy Eli's pretty face. It's half of our appeal.
And of course, Andrew's kitty too.
The job benefits.
Yeah, not only is Elephant Foot a good band, they're all very attractive young men.
Oh, Mike.
All right. Thank you for listening. Come on back next week. You'll have Big Cat Matt and a Rockabilly Corner. After that, the 18th, Kyron Penrose will be with me and Kurt here in the studio. We've got Bummy.
Got some big shoes to fill.
I've got a bunch of cool stuff coming up in the next couple months. This guy named Bummy, well, he goes by Bummy, but his name is like something. Okay, anyway, Bummy will be here.
He sounds like he's off the island of misfits.
No, he's like a super intense, like hip hop guy, and he wears like a gimp mask when he performs, and he's very.
Everybody needs a gimmick these days, man. I'm all about it. Yeah. We should get some gimp masks.
Got Matt
Bosser last night at the dive bar was wearing gold shorts.
They all wearing gold.
The whole band was in gold
45
pants.
degrees. They had gold pants.
I see. I tell you what, everyone's trying to do something to be.
As long as it's latex, you're safe.
So Bummy on Christmas. On January 1st, the January Lanterns, appropriately. I'm really excited. Kristen and Andrew, another Andrew, will be here on the 1st of January. The January Lanterns were here.
That's a whole another year away, Mike.
That's the band that you. That's the band that you said reminded you of Sufjan Stevens.
Sufjan is a lantern.
Love Sufjan.
They're a wonderful. Two-piece. So Todd DeWaite coming back sometime. Molly Healy after the first of the year. Steady P, Stedro Pennington, of course. The amazing Steady P on the 29th of January. And I don't know. We'll see what else. So, all right, come on back. Talk to us all and send me music in the meantime if you want to.
Get a hold of us.
Yes.
Help us.
Help you. That's right. That's what we do here. All right.
Yep.
And thanks for listening. That's all, I guess. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Be cool to people. Be cool to yourself. And
Good truth.
yeah, right. And you guys, thank you again for coming back.
So much
Okay, so we got this last one. Quickly, all right.
Let's do it.
This one is called Highway 94.
Yeah.
Eli, what's the story with this one?
Yeah, this is another one that I wrote real quick. Lyrically, it's kind of just about just the summertime appropriately. Fall song was about the fall. This is more about the summer.
All right.
And it's kind of just about how it's very it's a relaxing time. You kind of get to do whatever you want, but it always seems to end very quickly. And
Life is fleeting.
Life
That's
is
what it's
fleeting.
about.
Yeah, more metaphorically on a grander scheme. It's about You never know you're in the good old days.
I tell you what, enjoy it while you got it, and do what you can while you got it, and appreciate what you have while you have it, because you never know how long you're gonna have it.
And we appreciate being here right now. So
I'm glad you guys came.
Days, man.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks
All right,
for coming out, Buzz.
thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. KOPN Columbia. It's Open Mic Radio. Catch y'all in a couple weeks. And once more, this is Elephant Foot with Highway 94. New music from these guys. Catch them out and about real soon.
Summers always drift away. Summers always only seem to last a day. Beneath the tree, down in the shade. Grassy banks, yeah, you passed the J. It was June or maybe May. free. Summers always drift away. Summers always only seem to last a day.
Thanks a